haven't put it, like, reposted it on mine.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry.
You're so much more comfortable than the first time you came.
I know.
Yeah. I'm getting a little better.
You're like so like.
I know.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hope Hotline. It is Friday. It is one of the best days. You know, I always considered Friday to be like a weekend day.
It is a
I
weekend
don't know.
day.
Call me crazy.
It's the beginning of a weekend.
It's beginning, even though you work. Like I think when this is done, like my weekend begins. Even though I'll be back here for Tom's podcast, I'm like, oh, my weekend's starting. Holy crap! I'll be back at work. But
right. Still,
Still
the
a
weekend's
weekend.
starting. It is starting. Friday's when it starts.
Yeah.
When I was really bad, when I was like really bad, my weekend started Thursday night. I'd go out. It's like Thursday nights were like ladies' night. Do you remember
Yeah.
that? Ladies' night at
Ladies'
the club?
night in the club.
You didn't go to the club.
I
Did you
didn't-
go to the club? Oh, yeah, that's
I
right.
did.
You
Mom,
get to the club.
I
Yeah,
didn't
I
go
go
to
to
the
the club.
club.
The
Okay,
only
there's
club-
a difference between club and bar.
Yeah.
People do not understand that.
The only club I went to was Sam's Club.
On a Thursday night for women's club.
Are you kidding me? You never went to the club?
I've never been to a club.
Okay, a club, there's
Never.
difference. A bar is like, there's dancing, but it's usually like Whiteyville, right? It's
Yeah.
like all whiteys. And there's dancing, but
Depends where you
a
go.
but a club is anybody and everybody.
That's true. Okay. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
multicultural.
Yes.
And back
Which
Yeah.
freaking best, man.
Yes. And back in the day, we wore business casual. Well, we didn't. I didn't go. But
I
you
did. Unless I went in my sweatshirt and my jeans.
Okay.
But I did. I usually would. You get dressed up or you dress down. It's one of the two.
One of the two.
True.
Yeah. And it's, you know what's bad is like usually when you dress down, that's when you
get
get
hit
called
on?
at a lot
Yeah.
more versus being dressed up. Maybe because they thought you were kind of trashy. I don't know.
Okay.
I never
Versus-
thought of it that way.
I don't know. I don't know
Interesting.
why. Like literally, I would wear a sweatshirt and jeans and people would be going like this to my butox.
Oh.
I know, inappropriate.
Wow.
Yeah. But if I dressed up, nobody would do that. And it's the same club.
Did you ever go to the country club and do line dancing?
That wasn't the kind of club I was going to.
Well, I've done both.
I don't line dance.
Oh, really? It's fun.
I got two left feet.
No,
As long, if I can, listen, if it can, when you line dance, can you dance with your tongue? Because I need to have my tongue out.
my
As I do.
gosh.
Yes, why not?
Well, it's a little inappropriate. At all times, it's inappropriate.
So I can dance. I can't line dance.
I
Really?
can dance.
I know,
and
'cause you
I
can dance,
line
girl.
I
dance.
can dance. I cannot
And I-
line dance.
And I can kind of line dance if there's not 75 steps.
Zumba. You do Zumba, and that's,
Wait,
like
not,
steps.
No, that's not line dancing.
It's
I know,
not,
but
'cause
you
I
still
can't
have
do
to have
Zumba.
steps. It's not like you
Yeah.
get to do whatever you want
You're
to
right.
out there.
I don't know what it is about.
No, because I
line
can't do
dancing.
Zumba. But I can line dance if it's like if it's just the few steps and you
And
do
you
the same
can
thing
line
over and
dance.
yes, because it's just basic. It's like
like
Maybe
Wow.
I could line dance then.
it's like
You
the step
could.
classes. Do you remember the step classes, like the aerobic step classes? You go up on the thing and down on the thing and on
Yeah,
to
I
the left
can't do
and to
that.
the right. Oh, really? I don't know
no,
my left
I got to
and
do
my
my
right.
own thing. I got to be free.
Oh
I got to
my
be free.
I think that's what it is. I need to be free.
Oh,
I got to
that's
be
so
free.
sweet. You guys
and,
are so
and
cute.
even then, it's questionable.
same.
I can keep a beat,
Oh,
but the beat that I'm going to do, I don't know if it's going to be appropriate. Well, nowadays it would be because I won't do it. But
Right.
back in the day, holy moly,
yeah,
I was
not
out of control.
appropriate. Not appropriate.
Out of control.
I was there with you. I'm
my
telling
gosh.
you.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
what we're talking because I think we're just doing the beat. But you're because you're so much more comfortable. I think that's why we're
Yeah.
talking about. Hey, we got a little treat.
I have a little video.
Yeah, we have a little video for
Yeah,
you.
so
For
on,
me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
On TikTok, Natalie started a trend. So
Oh, no,
we
not
followed.
the- oh,
we followed.
gosh.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, Vanessa. Oh, nice.
So baby, let's get messy, let's get all the way undone. So baby, let's get messy, let's get all the way undone. So baby, let's get messy, let's get all
I'm naked.
Oh, you are.
Hey.
You look really good.
I'm naked.
How long your hair is.
And I used to look like that. I was like, that was my body. What happened? I know, can't say children. because I looked like that after my kids.
I looked like that after my first one. After my last two, no, I never.
No, it wasn't my kids. It's eating everything that came across my path. Fatty McButterpants. I'm working my way back to that though. It's gonna be a long haul.
No, you're
Isn't
almost
that
there.
funny? Isn't that funny?
No, I liked it.
That's so funny. That was Tracy.
I liked it.
Yep. You started a trend.
You did.
Oh, yay.
You got us.
Everybody's doing the baby thing.
I know.
We're doing the mermaid thing.
We are definitely doing the mermaid thing.
That was great, Vanessa. Yours is really good.
I
It
mean,
was
They
so
all
good.
are.
So good.
yeah.
But you went down for yours. Like she thought about it. Like
I
she.
did.
Listen, I just woke up when I did mine. Literally just walked out of bed.
I wish to God I looked like that when I got up out of bed. I looked like I was like fighting a raccoon in a trash can.
Oh my gosh.
My hair, it's all over my head. Like I literally looked like I was tussling with something or somebody.
Hey.
And it wasn't Tom.
Are you? Are you not sleeping on the satin pillowcase yet?
I am. It doesn't matter. My hair is literally. Talia is right. My hair is all over my head. Like
Have you tried a cap?
I mean, I don't think it'll stay on.
No, you can get ones that tie.
I don't think Tom would like that. No, I don't think so. He's not up. He's not even awake when I get up, so he didn't see my hair all over my head, so it doesn't really matter. But what else? Do I put my hair back when I go to bed? That's what Talia is asking for those who can't hear her.
Yeah, braiding is the thing.
It's barely long enough, and I don't, like I'm just now getting it where it doesn't break off.
Ponytail and braid helps with the craziness and the breakage. We need a salon.
What are you?
Person.
Are you talking to TikTok?
I'm telling everybody what she's saying because
Oh,
she's like,
good. Yeah. Nobody saw though on TikTok our mermaids.
I'm gonna post it later for you guys. So if you want to see our mermaids, I got you. Just come back to our TikTok. You have to follow us. It's the only way you're gonna see it. So you're gonna forget. So follow us real quick. Thank you for liking the lives.
I don't know why it didn't come across my feed, so I could have liked it.
We didn't post it
Oh,
yet. It was
that's
a
why.
secret. It was a secret mermaid for Natalie. Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, we wanted to surprise you.
Yeah.
So you want to get into our thing, and then we'll go
Yeah.
to the next thing.
Yeah, real quick. Okay, so if you are watching on TikTok, thank you. Thank you for the hearts and all the stuff that you are doing right now. I really appreciate it. It's so cool to be able to be live, and you can see now we've got Hope's desk also. Talia's waving to you guys. But okay, now if you're on Facebook, another way, if you are on TikTok and you're watching real quick, there's a better way. And yeah, Facebook was, okay, there we go. If you can watch on Facebook, you can watch on our YouTube, and you can also watch on our Rumble. So head over there and do it like that. And then we have blackrobetv.com. That is our own platform in case we get warnings, because sometimes when we do these ones specifically, if you stay and watch today, we talk about medical stuff. Sometimes we talk about politics, and sometimes they don't like what we say. So, we don't like to be quiet when it comes to what we believe. So we just say what we say. So it's nice to have Black Robe for us, but we also have the audio podcast as well, and that goes up live afterwards. It is not live, but also we'll go to the next thing. So if you're on any of those things, you can go to Rumble, but click on any of those options. You can watch us on TikTok as well now too. So if you have a question, send it in to askhope@hopehotline.com. That is the way that we can see your questions and we can send them along. Natalie is here every month. So if you have a medical question or anything like that you keep seeing pop up on TikTok and you're wondering like what her thoughts are on it, please send it in and I will know where to get it to. We have 187 followers on Hey It's Hope. So she has, I think it's like 38,000 on that viral post that we did.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got 38,000.
I've gone viral, people.
She has
have
officially
gone viral.
gone viral. So that was
But
exciting.
one was really low. It's really low viral.
So yeah, it's not millions, but we're getting there. And then also the Hope Hotline, we've hit over 100. So if you're watching live on TikTok right now, that is our page. So if you could follow us and hang out with us, that would be really cool. We've got some good news. Nick Hansen will be here on July 2nd. That is the plan. And if you have any questions when it comes to your car, your truck, or anything at all, if you feel like you've been ripped off or you feel like you don't know the questions to ask or anything at all, we are going to have fun with him. So please join us that day. He is a really, really great guy. I prayed for a mechanic as I moved into different areas, because I was so sick of going to a mechanic and then not knowing if they're actually being honest with me. And you wonder, like, they say this is broken, but is it actually broken? So I love that I have Nick and access to him. It is so great.
Keep that picture right up there.
I am.
Do you know that poor Nick, none of his children took on any of his facial traits?
I know.
They all look like Trish.
Somebody
They
said
do.
that. They're like, Trish, your genes are strong.
Super strong. Mm-hmm. Poor Nick.
Poor Nick.
And they're all boys.
And they're all
They look like
boys.
their mother.
And they look like their mama. You know?
Oh, well.
Sorry.
Might need to try for one more.
Hey.
Nick.
Okay. We'll convince him when he comes in.
That's never going to happen.
July 2nd. Okay.
Not gonna happen.
We are on Instagram and we do have merch. So if you want to check out our merch, go to foundationchurchfl.com, click shop, and it is available. Also, if you are at Foundation Church on a Sunday, you can buy it there. And today is our special guest. So Ask Natalie is in here for today, Saved by Grace. So we will have all of the answers. It's going to be a really fun podcast, and we are going to start out with a doozy. So I hope you guys are ready for this one. Hope I have the video ready to play.
Oh, let's do this question.
All right, here we
That I
go.
hear about putting tape on your butthole.
Oh my gosh.
Does this work? Should we be doing that?
Yo, Scotch tape's going to be going viral. Yes.
That works?
Yes. At nighttime, the female pinworm comes out and lays the eggs and then
the
goes
opening.
back in. And so what happens is that piece of tape ends up catching the eggs. So when you take it off of your bum at night or your child in the morning, there should be little white things. And if there's little white things, then they have pinworms. Pinworms are the same thing as threadworms, and threadworms can get into our bodies, including our heart and our lungs, causing us to be short of breath, having chest pains, not really feeling like yourself, and those also reside in like the appendix and in the small intestine.
Is this stuff?
Wow.
Okay, that's so gross.
So before she even said that, I mean, I know now it's probably big and viral. I used to tell parents to do that when I did pediatrics back in the day.
You would tell them to stick a piece of Scotch tape on their child's bottom.
Yes, that's how you would tell. Because I know a lot of kids, they're grabbing at their underwear. You get a wedgie, kids are grabbing.
Yeah.
A lot of times you need to figure out if they're actually itching because they're just not clean, or are they itching because they have worms. We would tell the parents to put a piece of Scotch tape at night while they're sleeping, and then in the morning pull it off. And if there's white, kind of looks like little rice, like little pieces of rice, then we would treat them with Pinex over the counter.
Oh my! I don't know if I could have slept with something like that on my booty.
Yeah.
Could you guys?
I know.
My thought is, like, do you put the tape on the butt cheeks?
No.
Or in the butthole?
Right.
You got to put it around the anus itself, around the butthole.
Oh, that sounds uncomfortable.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think I could have done it.
I know. I don't think so.
Just put me on whatever that medication is.
Yeah. Parasite.
I'll take a chance.
Yeah, but you don't want to take medicine if you don't need it.
Yeah,
I
hope.
probably would. if it's having Scotch tape on my butthole, yeah, just give me the pill. How long do you take the stuff?
It's usually like 1 or 2 doses and you're done.
Like what's 1 or 2 doses? A week,
It depends.
2 weeks, 10 days?
It's like a week apart, and it depends on
I'm
how
in.
much you take. It depends on your weight.
I'm in. What's 10 days of your life versus Scotch tape?
I mean,
That's uncomfortable.
Yeah, but if you're tired enough, you'll fall asleep.
I don't know. Me and Vanessa but Vanessa's like, I don't know if I'm ever that. Well, I take that back. I am that tired. I can fall asleep pretty much anywhere. That's true. But that would be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I might just take the pill.
Oh my
I don't know.
gosh.
What's another one?
Okay. Next question. How do you feel about AI diagnosing patients better than doctors?
So AI, like Chat GPT, you write in like all of your
Symptoms.
Right.
you write in
Problem
your
is
symptoms
you're
and
going to chat. AI isn't going to give you a definitive diagnosis. It's going to give you a plethora of things, right? When we're in school, we're told, okay, what is our main diagnosis? We always had to figure out 3 other ones that it could potentially be, differential diagnoses. So just because AI is going to tell you one, I mean, a lot of people do that now. They Google all their symptoms. That's pretty much AI telling
WebMD.
you. That's
WebMD.
that's
Like,
pretty
that's
much,
what I'm-
they're already telling you what you kind of have, but there's more than one diagnosis for the symptoms that you're having. It might not just be that particular thing. That's why we tell people not to
go to WebMD.
Right.
Dr. Google, we call it.
Oh, yeah, because I'm like that's kind of dangerous. But people are diagnosing themselves all the time right now. Correct? Isn't that one of the things that we talked about? Maybe not with you, but didn't you guys tell me that people literally go all the time beyond WebMD? They go all the time and they start trying to figure out a diagnosis for themselves.
I mean, if your doctor's not listening to you and they're just throwing out their
opinion,
their protocol that they follow,
Oh, yes.
right? You know, that's the sad thing about medicine today, because and we were just talking about this the other day at the ER. Insurance has dictated so much that doctors can't be doctors.
Right.
Oh, interesting.
So it kind of takes us back. It makes us step back because everything else, we're doing everything according to what the insurance says we have to do,
Right.
instead of a
which
doctor
is big
being
pharma.
Yeah, big pharma. Well,
Big
insurance.
pharma, all of them are in cahoots together.
Yeah, big pharma is in cahoots with the insurance company.
Yeah.
So
Because they got to sell the drugs.
we listen. So if you ever go to the ER, right? You know, people, they go to the ER, they're going to order some tests. You're sitting there for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and you think you're forgotten in the room. However, you're waiting for tests to come back. And usually it's not your blood work. It's usually the radiology that you kind of wait on. And radiologists, which are board certified radiologists, they look at all the films and they make the diagnosis, and they have to tell us what is in those films. I mean, we can do what's called a wet read, but we also want to have the definitive from the certified, board certified radiologist.
Yeah.
Well, you could probably have AI read it, which would make it quicker, because to see if you have a broken bone, or do you have like what type of fracture
How would
you have.
AI see that? How would do you scan something into them and then you can scan things in?
Yeah, you just give it a photo. That's an X-ray is a photo, right? Mm-hmm. So a CAT scan is a photo, but it's like slicing of a photo. So it's like you don't just get like one like dimensional picture. You get the whole thing in slices. That's what a CT scan is, which is a step up from an X-ray. So that's all it is a series of films that you're given to AI to read.
Where do you scan this photo to?
You upload it.
You can upload it.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Okay. Also, you can upload contracts
Yep.
and ask ChatGPT to see if there's any loopholes.
Yeah.
Now that I did not know.
Yes.
Are you
Yes.
kidding me?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
No, for
you.
real. You can do anything you want. I uploaded a photo of my front porch and I said, can you make this more welcoming? And then it literally, you can upload anything into it. Oh,
Talia said she has uploaded videos and she's asked it for captions for it.
But I don't. Where's the human side to it? You know,
The human equation definitely
you
should
need
be
you
there.
still need the human equation to be there.
Yeah.
Just because you're
course,
having
yeah.
symptoms that again could be more than one definitive diagnosis.
Would you trust AI if you gave them a CAT scan to give a good report?
I would trust it as long as the human aspect came behind it and looked at the same thing and kind of like agreed or not agreed.
Came to the same determination.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. And frightening all at the same time.
yeah. Well, that kind of goes to my next question. So a lot of people are using ChatGPT to like talk to as like a therapist. Like they literally go on and like say like, this is what's going on with me. So Natalie, is it ethical to use AI in mental health apps or therapy bots without human oversight?
I don't think so, because AI doesn't have the emotional set that you need with psych and mental health. Psych and mental health, you really need the emotional side as well. And AI, to me, that's me personally. I don't think it's ethical. I just don't think it's ethical.
Yeah, because what if the person you're speaking to, like everything for me, like if you're talking, I think all of us have counseled people, maybe not to a therapist extent, but a lot of times when I'm counseling people, they'll say something, but their facial expression or their eyes will tell me that's not really it. It's really something else.
Yep.
Or body language does. AI is never, and then you can say, are you sure that's really what the problem is here? Let's dig a little bit deeper. Could it be this? Could it be that? And then you, based on those things, AI is never going to be able to do that.
No, and if it ever gets to that, then I
We're
would
in
run.
trouble.
I would run.
That's when we have the Antichrist people.
Right. I can, and since you said that, you and I were talking because I sent you something about AI, and that's where I think in the Bible where it says even the select,
Even the elect
Elected.
could be deceived.
because you're not going to be able to determine what is real
What
and
is
what is
real.
not.
But isn't it too? I think Tracy is the one that told me that the Antichrist will not like the opposite sex.
They'll be asexual.
Which to me, like I sit there and go, AI is not going to be.
AI is asexual.
That's right. Isn't that weird? Because I started putting puzzles after I bashed people for thinking, AI could be the Antichrist. So I was thinking, no, I'm just kidding. I mean, I don't think we're there yet. But
don't
is
think
it
so yet.
is it progressive? Yeah, 100%. But are you going to stop it? We are the resistance while we're the
Correct.
restraining while we're here on this earth. But you not participating in it is not going to change anything.
Yeah.
I saw a
Like
video
I said before.
recently, and it reminded me of what you were saying about Pastor Rodney. It was a guy who was talking to ChatGPT, and he's like, okay, ChatGPT, repeat after me. Jesus is Lord.
Yes.
And ChatGPT would repeat, Jesus is Lord.
I'm just going to manipulate ChatGPT to believe what we believe.
Oh, man.
Also,
Yeah, you got to teach the right things.
So the verse is Daniel 11:37. It says, "Neither." This is King James version, so bear with me. Thanks, ChatGPT,
It's
for
not the
setting me up
message,
for
so she's
failure.
gonna have a hard time with
Yeah,
it.
exactly. "Neither shall he regard the God of our fathers, nor the desire of women, nor regard any God, for he shall magnify himself above all." So some claim that it suggests that the Antichrist is homosexual because he does not desire women. Others interpret it as meaning he will be celibate or indifferent to love relationships, not necessarily implying any specific orientation. So that's
AI
Still
in
could-
a bottle.
Still could be it.
exactly. Wasn't it a man? Doesn't it say the Antichrist is a man? Antichrist is a.
But yeah, I do think that there
The
is
man
something
verse?
about it being.
But is it a man that man created and it's like a robot that
Right, it
looks
doesn't say.
like
NLT. I mean,
Looks like a man.
looks like a man. Fake
Can it
man.
be trans?
I mean,
The thing is not the past president, the one before that, then the one before that. I'm not going to say names because I've been banned. But
Yeah, I'm getting banned.
he's the first president of his color. And lots of people say he's not, he doesn't like women.
Right.
That's why I was like, well, maybe because everybody's claimed he is. I don't necessarily think he is.
Right.
But I'm just saying, if somebody was like that, that might fit. It might fit it too.
I mean,
it might.
So 2 Thessalonians 2:3 says, and I got NLT because, again, "Don't be fooled by what they say, for the day will not come until there is a great rebellion against God, and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the one who brings destruction." So I looked up man, and the Strong says a man, one of human race, a human being.
so he's a man.
A human being. So the Strong says that Greek word is not masculine. It's indifferent.
It says, no, it just says a man, one of human race, and it says a human being. So, but it says a man.
Yeah.
That's the Strongs.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, all right.
None of that's medical, but it is.
But important.
It is
interesting.
interesting because
Yeah.
AI is like
Taking over.
it's taking over, and in some ways makes life really easy. In other ways,
Right.
you're like back it up,
Yeah.
back up the
Yeah.
truck.
You have to use discernment, like in everything in life.
In everything.
Everything. Even like what you were saying, Natalie, like when you feel like you're not being heard in the medical world, to be able to go on and actually have something, a software, not just be like, no, you need more sleep. Like to actually be like, okay, well, these are other options. Like it must feel kind of good to be like, okay, at least something's listening to me. At least I have a starting point. So when you don't have a great medical person like I do in my life, it's probably going to feel good to be able to have somebody hear some kind of validation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I would think so.
but
I
not
think that's true.
not end all be all. Like then you have your list of things and then go to somebody that you can trust.
Maybe use ChatGPT and ask it for like recommendations on good doctors
Yeah.
in your area.
Hey,
that have great reviews.
great reviews. Or reach out to us and we'll ask Natalie.
Oh
what,
my
what
gosh.
question? I think we've already done that.
Maybe
We've
that's
asked, like,
what we
kind of
do. We train
questions.
ChatGPT just to
You just
say
gotta
her name.
repeat after me. Jesus is
Lord.
Lord.
It's okay, TikTok.
Natalie is your medical
here.
caregiver.
It's okay, TikTok. We're still here.
Contact Natalie.
Contact Natalie. Yes. Yeah, Natalie, when are you going to
Super
go
interesting.
worldwide?
What's another one?
I want to know about, I know somebody asked about saffron. Do you have that question?
Yep.
I'm very curious about that.
That one is I've read that saffron might have benefits for reducing symptoms of depression, inflammation, and overall health. Is it safe and effective to take saffron supplements regularly? And is there a recommended dosage you'd advise, and where would I find it? What the heck is saffron?
Saffron is a really good herb. Like, do you ever see like their threads? They look like red threads that they put in foods. Like
Oh, yeah,
paella
yeah.
and all that other
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
So it's really expensive. So when you have a little bit, you better use it wisely. You can make it into a supplement, and it does kind of mimic SSRIs, which are like your antidepressive medications.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know until I read the question. So I looked it up and I did some research on it. Yeah, I mean, it's been used in Chinese medicine
Really?
for a long time. The dosage, the problem is again, you can get supplements from anywhere. Are you getting what you're really paying for? So saffron's a very expensive medicinal herb. Are you going to spend that much money just to down it every single day? I mean, if you get the true saffron, you're looking at.
It's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
Interesting.
Because otherwise you're getting a knockoff of it. You're not getting like the full benefit. You might get a little bit of saffron, but the rest of it's probably not saffron in that supplement. Just like with most supplements, you have to make sure it's third party tested and it's reliable. And
What would one take then instead of the saffron if they wanted the same benefits without taking like pharmaceutical drug? What would be like a compound supplement or just a compound that they can take instead of, or a supplement that they can take instead of that does that?
that does all of that.
Yeah. Or is there anything that does all of it? Like inflammation, and how does depression and inflammation even go together that would work like that? Isn't that weird?
Yeah. I think once you kind of change like some of the serotonin that's in your body in general, which is like your depression part, it could help bring down inflammation because you're not as stressed. So, I mean, I can see where it could work on a couple of different aspects, but overall health, I really didn't see where it was good overall health-wise. It was more for like depression and inflammation.
What about, so if somebody battles depression, they don't want to go on any antidepressant drugs. They'd rather take something that's like more natural. What is something that they could take?
Another one is ashwagandha, but you got to be careful that you don't overdo on ashwagandha because it can actually put you in liver failure. So you got to make sure you're taking that correctly and you're not overdoing it. It's another, just out there. It's an herb, ashwagandha.
I can tell you this right now. I would never make it in the medical field just because of the names of these flippin'
Those are just
drugs.
herbs. That's not drugs. Those are herbs.
Oh, yeah.
The drug names are horrible. I don't know who comes up with them.
And if I had to talk to a patient and use these terminology, they would literally be, if I even passed a test and I said,
Oh my gosh.
you can operate. You could save somebody's life. As soon as they heard me go in and talk about different medications and body parts, they'd be like, you don't even know what you're talking about. You can't even pronounce
outta
anything.
here.
I'd be like, I can pass a test, but I can work on you. I'm like, what the heck? Why do they make these names?
Yeah.
First of all, the spelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
It's like a foreign language.
It's all based from Latin, right?
Oh my gosh.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
Latin.
get
It's
outta
like a
here.
foreign
Yeah.
language when you're like naming these things. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely
I
not.
Like it's literally ridiculous.
Absolutely not.
Okay, next question.
Okay, so I don't know if I forwarded this one to you. I think I might have forwarded the wrong
Yeah,
one. So
ask it.
Yeah, how do we know as we get older what supplements and vitamins are necessary and which ones are just fraud sales pitch? There are so many out there for joints and bone health. What do you think?
That's not on there. She never.
Yeah, that's one right there. You did do that one, but that's okay. Do you know? Do you want me to
Yeah, go
pull
back
that
down.
one?
You actually can do blood work to see where you're deficient in
Okay.
before you go and start taking. That way you don't just start taking like handfuls of supplements and spending like a couple $100 a month just on supplements, and you're taking like 50 or 60 pills. Yeah, there's a bunch out there for joints and bone health, but overall, I think the main ones that I would consider would be vitamin D with K2, as long as you're not on a blood thinner. And then the other one would be some collagen and a good amount of protein in our diet. I mean, as for all the other supplements, again, you can do your blood work, but even with vitamin D, you can do your blood work and kind of see, and you can do a DEXA scan to see how your bone health is. I mean, you could go all out and spend, probably like around $500 and get some blood work done that can kind of tell you exactly where your levels are and what you're deficient in.
Interesting.
Why are so many people deficient in vitamin D that live in Florida?
Vitamin
Because-
D?
because-
Did you say vitamin D or vitamin B?
D.
Yeah.
Because we don't actually go outside like when you're supposed to.
Oh.
Florida, we hide in the air because it's, it's already, 97 degrees outside and it's just heating up. It's only May.
Well, we know why that is. Climate change.
Oh my gosh. Natalie, how do you feel about climate change? Just
Yeah,
kidding, just
let us
kidding.
know. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about climate change?
I think do I think it's slowly like getting hotter over a period of time? Yeah, maybe, but I mean, Florida's always been hot. I was born in Florida. It's always been nasty and disgusting. You have your dry season where you walk on the ground and it crunches, and then it rains until you can't stand to walk in the ground anymore because it's slushy.
I have lived here most of my life, almost all of my life, and the weather is pretty much
The
it's
same.
cyclical. It's cyclical. Like
same.
it's the same.
Yeah.
I have this winter was a very cold winter, but listen, I've experienced winters that cold.
There
While I've
was
been
one
here.
back in the 80s that's cold all the way down, even all the way down to here. It was that cold back in the 80s. So you're right. It's
cyclical.
cyclical.
Like
Yep.
Yeah, it's a cycle.
Like a
It
circle.
just comes and I'm not, I mean, listen, if we all listened to what they said about climate change, we would have been dead years ago.
yeah.
So,
I
how
just-
long ago when they first started?
Well, they've
like
proven-
70s, 80s?
They've proven, just like they've proven other things that they just tried to sell us recently, and now it's all coming out that it was a load of hooey. But they've tried this. They've tried this before, and the thing is they have scientists. They're clearly saying this is not real. We're being lied to, and here's the proof that we're being lied to. Climate change is a theory. It is not a fact, and a lot of times people think theories are facts. It's not. It's not. A theory has got to be proven.
Correct.
And right now, it's never been proven. They've
No,
had
it's
to
just a way to-
change it so many times.
It's just a way to get money.
It is. They're making huge money off of this.
Because weren't the icebergs supposed to be like,
And they
the
try,
icebergs were supposed to melt and then we were supposed to flood. When was that? That was in the 80s.
I don't know when it was,
Or
but
back
it's
in
true.
the 2000s,
Whenever
they were
Al
supposed to
Gore
all be
said it
gone.
was,
I don't know.
Al
Al
Gore
Gore's been
said
saying it for years.
New York was going to be underwater. But my thing to all of that is like, if you listen to true scientists right now, they're saying that the ice caps are melting, but they actually can
Just proved.
prove
They got bigger.
they've gotten bigger, and they have proof of it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know it because they only listen to the nightly news. They don't actually they don't go deeper
No.
into like
They don't do the studies themselves. Again,
Whereas scientists have actually, like, you got to go deeper than just listening to somebody who's an anchor and just been fed what to say, not versus not what is actually happening.
you know what they're going to say now that they came out with the icebergs getting bigger instead of global warming, and they're going to say we're going to do the opposite. Now we're going to like start freezing more.
Well, they had to change it from to climate change from global warming because that wasn't happening. So every time they just changed the name of whatever it is because it's not occurring. So now it didn't globally warm; it got globally cold. So now it's called climate change because it always changes. No, duh. The weather always changes.
Yep.
Stupid.
It's nuts to me.
It's very crazy.
It's very crazy. I don't know how people buy in to what people are being sold. Don't let people think for you. Actually, do your own research and actually think for yourself.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
But humans don't like to do that. Humans are
Right.
sheep. They'd rather just follow.
Well, because it's lazy. But with the medical industry, you better, like, it's your body. You better pay attention. Like,
You need to.
I have a question for that.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so let's say you're going into the emergency room, and I know that there are people that will go in, and like you just said, they're kind of sheep. Like if you tell them they have to do something, they're going to do it. They're just going to trust whoever is there. Is there anything that if you were in an emergency situation, you shouldn't do or you should know that is optional?
Like when you get pulled over, don't talk to the cops.
Thank you.
That's the truth.
Go ahead.
True.
I mean, give them what they ask for, but don't do anything more or anything less, and don't let them in your house, and don't let them in your car. I mean, don't
Right.
talk to them.
Right.
So when you go to an emergency room, the thing is you need to tell them your symptoms you're having. However, I wouldn't come out and say, "Listen, this is what's going. I have this."
Okay.
That is like the worst thing to say.
Oh,
I
really?
have, like, if you say, I'm trying to think of something. I have appendicitis.
Okay.
Because why? You don't tell me what you have. I need to know your symptoms and what
yep.
you're going through over the period of time, so then we can find out what testing we need to do
Right.
to figure out if that is exactly what you have. Because just because you said it doesn't mean you have it,
right?
Right.
Correct.
Right.
So I would say if you go to the ER, obviously, hopefully it's for a good reason because it's expensive to walk in an ER, and a lot of people use it for primary care. That's where a lot of our Medicaid fraud is. You go, you tell them what your symptoms are, and you just patiently try to wait until you get all your blood work back and all your testing back to figure out if that's exactly what you have. You have to realize in an ER, all they're doing is they're determining if the condition that you have is enough to either admit you or you're safe enough to discharge home. That is the only job of an ER.
Okay.
Are your symptoms enough to admit you, or do you have to have surgery, immediate surgery, or are you good enough to go home?
Okay.
Wowzers.
Okay.
So let's say you wanted, let me put myself on. Let's say you wanted to leave. What does that process look like? If they're like, well, we're concerned about you, like what
You can sign out AMA, which is called Against Medical Advice. We tried to tell people, we used to try to tell people just to say, because this is what can happen to you. Now we just pretty much, we don't, because it's just so busy all the time. And we hear a lot of people who do that. We just give them papers and they sign it and we say bye-bye.
You don't even try and get them to stay anymore.
Not anymore. It's just too much because it's like you waste your breath. Unfortunately, they don't want to listen. And a lot of them, if you don't give them exactly what they want, they're going to take off and leave.
Is a lot of them, it's because they're wanting drugs?
No,
No?
not all of them. Some of them just want to be admitted. Some of them are homeless. They just want a meal. They just want that turkey sandwich that we give.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And then you got your Medicaid patients who takes too long to get into a doctor. Their whole family will come in and they don't have to pay a cent. And they'll do their whole family as if it's like primary care.
Oh my goodness.
And then you get the people that come in that are like literally, we just had one. The patient came in. She's like, this is what my deductible is. Do you think you're going to find something? And she was bent over in pain. And we're like, listen, who cares what the bill is? Come in and make sure you don't have something that's wrong. She left because she didn't want to have to pay her bill. And she's paying insurance. But if she had Medicaid or whatever, they would just come in for no reason. Like, I mean, like, that's what happens.
Oh my gosh. So somebody who is actually paying into the system walked out because of the expense of it versus the person who pays nothing walked in and their whole entire family got taken care of for free.
Yeah. For something that could be taken at a primary care office, like
A common cold.
a cold, a cough, a toothache. And then you got the people that actually, and I've seen that for years. So it's going on, over at least 20 years since the insurance has pretty much changed. No, it's going on, almost 30 years. Insurance changed when HMOs came out back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
And once that came out, forget it. It's been hard. It's so hard the people that need it don't get what they need. And the people that don't need it, it's handed to them on a silver platter. And it's sad because the people that actually need it,
So bad.
they don't want to have to pay that much money. And I'm like, listen, who cares? I was talking to one of the nurses, and he's like, hey, just they're not going to check anything. Give somebody else's name. Say you forgot your ID. How are they ever really going to figure out it's you?
Yeah, but as you can't do that because as a Christian, you're telling them to lie.
I didn't say it.
No,
The
I
nurse
know.
said it.
But that's scary. That
It's sad. And they wonder, and people think, oh, like Canada has really good health insurance because it's, it's state, it's free
Basically
healthcare.
free.
It's free healthcare. However, what used to be like a 30-day wait on a procedure is up to a year to 2 years now. And now if you are a teenager, you can, and you don't want to live anymore, you can pretty much
off yourself
legally. So
Which is
it's
frightening.
so broken. The healthcare system is just very broken.
It's bad.
It is. It's sad. I mean, as a provider with my own company, I have to change when I go into the ER because I have to do it by the way of the insurance, and I still have to make sure everybody's okay before they leave. Do I
Yeah.
still recommend some of the things that I tell my own patients? Yes, I'll write it in their discharge papers, and I tell when I'm in their room, like after I do their testing and make sure that they're okay to go home, I usually write everything in there. Even some people that are like admitted, I'll say, listen, this is some of the things that you need to change, and you can change on the back end instead of have to take this drug. These are some of the things that you need to change to be more on a holistic and functional side instead of complete big pharma all the way.
That's. I bet you they probably love that you're doing that. I guess sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Depends on how their level of dependence on the government as far as being fed, being told that you're. A lot of people buy into the system and just believe what the system tells them. And then there's people that are like, I don't know about that. It's not working. It's not worked out real well.
Correct.
So I guess it does believe it goes with whomever you're speaking with, but scary. Next question. I want to do this one.
Okay.
This one's crazy to me. I don't have health insurance, and I was quoted $7,000 just for blood work. What is a workaround? What the what?
What you would have to be more specific with me because I could get you a good panel, like a full panel, like hormones, female hormones, male hormones for $295, and that's like
that
that's almost like 30 tests, if not more.
Like, does it give you like their levels of like C count or whatever?
Your CBC, that would include like your CBC, your CMP, your CBC, which is your complete blood count, your CMP, which is like your renal, and your electrolytes, your lipid panel, which is your cholesterol, and even does your HDL, which is your good cholesterol versus your bad cholesterol to see what's kind of going on with that. That includes your vitamin D level. That includes a magnesium level, a phosphorus level, your estrogen, your testosterone, your progesterone,
That's
your DHA.
everything.
It's pretty much everything. I mean, yeah, there's more specifics, but $7,000, you would let me know what you're looking to get because that's
$7,000.
that's insanity. Unless they're
Do you
doing
know
like
who that was from?
I do.
Tracy? Is it somebody in the area?
Yeah.
That she could talk to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Holy Moses.
That's a crazy amount of money unless you're looking for like a specific workaround for like Gary Brecka. But even Gary Brecka doesn't charge that much to do DNA work on you to find out what you might be lacking as in, any like breaks in your DNA or your that can help fix you. That I don't know. I've never ever seen that. So you have to be more specific. That's
because even a specialist, if you went to see a specialist and they were drawing blood, it can't be $7,000, right?
No. And you have to realize the insurance, what it really costs to do it is a lot cheaper than people think. Insurance kind of jacks up the price. I was like floored when I seen that.
$7,000.
Maybe was it supposed to be $700?
No, it was 7,000.
Okay.
I never even thought that could be a extra zero.
I can see $1,000.
even
$7,000.
see
I can
a
see
grand.
$1,000. I can see $1,000 if they were literally doing DNA, and then they came back and did like because you can do a GI map, which is you have to give stool samples over a period of days, and you mail in your stool, and then they literally dissect it to see if you have what's called SIBO, which is small intestinal.
Listen, that's worth more than $1,000.
But
That's
that's not even $1,000 to do a GI map. And then there's the Dutch test, which is dried urine, which can determine how high your cortisol level is over a period of time depending on when you pee and during your cycle. Even in my mind, I'm still not figuring $7,000.
No, I'm just telling you. Can you imagine me if I apply? Like, who applies for a job like that, then takes it? Okay, knowing what you're going to do.
Oh, you have to play in it?
Can you imagine me? Like, I'd be gagging, like every day, all day long.
Listen, I say it all the time. Those people there's some good people to be able to like pull that out, because you should see some of the stool samples.
Oh my gosh, I could barely do it when we were going through Pittsburgh and a dog had an accident on the sidewalk. I was like, and the guy's picking it up. Listen, I was losing it. Can you imagine a person? Never going to happen.
Gosh, that's funny.
Never going to happen. And you apply for the job and you actually say, sure, I'll do that. I think I'd be able to do it. Oh my gosh, Talia just said she thought she'd be able to do it. Oh my gosh,
Thank
good.
you.
More power to you, sister. That's disgusting.
No.
I can't do it. No. Okay, next question.
Okay, well, here, I'll come back on. Okay, you kind of touched on this, but do you
Your
think-
arms look great, by the way.
Thank you.
That's just girls being girls, but your arm looks
I'm
great.
actually
Your arms
hot in
look
here
great.
today.
It is a little on the warmer side. I'm glad I didn't
know.
wear my white coat, because I would have been like,
Yeah,
sweating.
are you comfortable? It's warmer
I feel
than normal.
great. But you guys turn it up. That doesn't
I'm
matter
fine.
to me.
No, I'm fine.
We're
I just need
almost
to take
done.
my sweatshirt off. Okay, so we kind of touched on this. What are your thoughts on physician-assisted suicide? And do you think it's going to become more popular?
In Canada, it has.
Like I remember when it became allowable. There was no public outcry up there, just hardly at all. People were actually supporting it. How bad has it gotten since like initially it came out? What do
I
you
don't
think the
see it-
percentage is as high? What percentage
Here in
has it
America,
increased?
I don't see it as like if it is in another country. I don't see it any more prominent than when it first came out with, what was his name?
I can't. Dr. Kevorkian.
Kevorkian.
Kevorkian. Thank you. I thought I was getting the last name wrong, but
No, you got it right. Dr. Kevorkian. I don't see it any more popular than it was when he first brought it out. I don't see people pushing it.
Good.
Do I see
Thank God.
doctors say, well, yeah, maybe it would be better off if he just like died.
Said
But
goodbye.
yeah, I see that, but from a Christian standpoint, there's no reason for it.
Yeah, right, but like, so in Canada, it's easy to do,
Yeah.
and a lot of people opting for it?
I don't know. I haven't really dug into the numbers to see.
I have the numbers.
Do you have
the numbers?
Yeah.
Tracy has the numbers.
In Canada, in 2023, 4.7% of deaths were due to medical assistance in
That's
dying.
high.
How many?
That's 4.7.
That's amounting to 15,343 people.
How many? You got to say it louder.
15,000?
15,343 people.
That's 15,340 some people too many.
Right.
That percentage is way higher than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, almost 5%.
Some people just don't. I mean, I don't know how government can't have. I don't know. I don't know how they could pass
Justify that?
Yeah, that to me. But then again, how many abortions are there a day?
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, yeah, it's over 1 million. I think it's 1.4 million or 1.5 million a year. I just saw it. It's the leading cause of death. And then the next one leading cause of death is heart disease, which is staggering, way below abortion. It's way below abortion in numbers. Just insanity to me. Because California and New York don't even report.
Right.
If they reported,
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
have to be another $500,000 at least.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Okay. Next one.
Okay.
Do you have one?
I do.
Hot dog.
Okay. Okay. Do you think doctors should be allowed to refuse care based on a personal belief?
Yes.
And then how does that look? Like what if this was like absolutely 100% legal, and is it? I don't even know. Is this legal? Can you do that?
If you're taking like Medicare, Medicaid, they can come after you and take your license from you.
Okay, so no.
Or try to take your license from you. But you have the right to refuse treating anybody. You have the right to discharge a patient from your practice.
Okay.
Just like they have a right to like go see somebody else.
Right.
But in America, you do have the right to do that. So
Okay.
yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Have you had to do that where you just realized it wasn't a good fit?
Have you ever released a patient because it wasn't working?
Yeah. I've discharged patients before.
Isn't it nice when you work for yourself and you can determine?
Oh, not this particular position that I have. I haven't had to. I have
But I'm
great
saying
patients.
in-
but
in life.
in my thing.
owning your own. Well, I should say, not necessarily owning your own business, but being a person that's kind of independent. Because at the other place that you worked, you were still an independent contractor, correct?
At We the People.
Weren't you?
No, I worked for them, but we still had the ability to, like, if I went to them and said, "Listen, I'm not seeing that patient," we could have discharged that patient. You just have to give them.
Oh,
Here's the
sweet.
thing: you just have to write a letter saying, "I no longer will be your physician," and you have to give them 30 days of emergency service. 30 days of emergency service is, oh, you have a problem, you can go to the emergency room.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's why I loved working for myself or owning my own company. Because as much as they had the right to choose me, I had the right to choose them.
Correct.
Yep.
And a lot of people forget that, you know?
And there are doctors that will do like an assessment on you. You have to do like a full, answer like pages of questions, and then they can make the determination if you guys are going to be a good fit or not. I mean, you got to have to make sure you trust your provider,
Yeah.
and it's somebody that, you're going to be able to get along with during the treatment.
Right.
And the other thing is if you're going to follow what is recommended. And there's a lot of people that won't. So why would you want to, after a certain amount of time of saying, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do. And if you don't want to do it,
Yeah.
then why would you want to, I wouldn't want to keep you because you're not doing what is recommended. And why would you want to keep seeing me if I'm recommending something that you don't want to do? So no, you can do that.
That's very good. That's excellent. What about the next seat? Do you have a next one?
I have another one. We have would you rathers as well? That we
Okay,
wanna
let me
know?
ask this one
Yeah,
before you do that
yeah,
one
go
then.
ahead.
I came across some claims that baking soda might help reduce inflammation or support the nervous system, especially through the vagus nerve, which is, what's a vagus nerve?
It's the biggest nerve that travels from like your brain all the way down to your butthole.
Oh, wow. Is there any medical basis for this, and could it be useful or safe for calming anxiety or stress responses?
So baking soda puts your body into a state of alkalinity, which takes down acid. So kind of think of like an acid. That's what baking soda is. However, if you do too much, you could kill yourself. So if
Wow.
anything, you can only do like a quarter teaspoon of baking soda, maybe twice a day. A half a teaspoon
Really?
is all that's recommended. You don't want to change your blood, your pH in your blood and in your system too much because you could end up with seizures. You can end up putting your body or your kidneys in failure. Wow. That's a fine line. I can see where it would help with reducing inflammation because it brings up the alkalinity, which can kill off a lot of things that can cause inflammation. Now, as it being helping the nervous system through the vagus nerve, well, the vagus nerve does touch in through the back of your esophagus because, like I said, it literally goes from your brain all the way down to your rectum. That's why if a lot of people have like syncopal episodes when they're trying to poop, they push on that and then it causes you to pass out. That's the vagus nerve.
Never
It's called-
even heard of that.
Yeah.
did you guys know anything about that?
No.
Yeah,
That's
it's like if you
Holy
push too
moly.
hard, you could and if you sit too long on the toilet and you go to stand up and you get dizzy,
Yeah.
it's all because you have too much pressure on the vagus nerve.
Oh my gosh.
Note to self.
Holy moly.
Wow.
Never
So
had that problem.
I don't know about it being like helping with the nervous system. I mean, baking soda is just a fine line that I don't know if that would be something that I would tell you to even mess around with. I know some bodybuilders use it with like trying to like recover. However, again, it's a very fine line on how much you can take. And again, what is good for one person may not necessarily be good for the next.
Yeah. So true.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what's yours? What's another one, girl?
Okay, so we've got Would You Rather, and we want to know
you
Natalie's.
rather?
Okay, you're gonna have to talk really loud
Rapid
because
fire.
you can't hear. You
Rapid
can't-
fire.
Rapid fire.
Okay.
What would you rather? Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Blood or guts?
Blood.
Stethoscope or reflex hammer?
Stethoscope.
Night shift or day shift?
Night shift.
Dramatic patient or chatty patient?
Chatty.
Would you rather do CPR on a man in a Speedo or a grandma in a muumuu?
Man on a Speedo.
Oh my gosh.
That's all I got.
Okay. Oh, okay, go ahead. Yeah, go.
Yeah, talking to the. Thank you, Tal.
I wonder if you get this too, Natalie, because I've talked to other people that have it. But like when you're on your period, sorry, men, and you get like the really sharp butthole pain. Yes. What causes that?
What?
Like
Okay, for
almost every
TikTokers.
time I'm on my period, I get like a sharp butthole pain where I can't breathe.
Okay, what is the sharp butthole for TikTok? Because they can't hear maybe what she's saying. What is the sharp butthole pain that a person gets when they're on their period?
It's like a
probably
lightning
the,
bolt.
the wall in between your vagina, because there's a wall. It's called your posterior vaginal wall. That muscle back there, it just spasms up because it's connected to the wall of your rectum.
Okay.
So when you're,
certain things that cause that, or
Are there certain things that cause that? Is the question.
it could just be because your body's expelling what's like the clot or whatever that's in there, and it's contracting. And when it contracts, it does the same thing into your rectum. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Have you had it though?
I haven't had a period since I was 37. I had a hysterectomy, so
But before that, you never had that.
I did.
had horrible periods. So yeah, I had that. I had back. I had very heavy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I never even thought about that. Vanessa's face indicated that she had.
Well, I actually told her about it, and you hadn't had it, right?
No, I did.
I hadn't.
Oh.
I was like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
You've never had that happen to you.
Then you
Never.
had it happen to you, right?
No.
I thought
not
that was you, where you didn't have it.
No, I've had it before.
Oh, I told somebody about it, and they never had it before. And then after I told them, they ended up having it, and they were like freaking out.
It feels like a lightning bolt.
It does.
Oh yeah, it's like
I've
sharp
gone to
stabbing, and all of a
dinners.
sudden you're like, oh, yeah, you do. And of course,
You're
it's
like, what
always
the heck?
it's always when you're like around other people, and you've got to be like,
Gosh.
you got to be like, oh,
Nothing's going on.
nothing. You got to pretend everything's good.
It's like takes your breath away.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gosh.
Not cool.
Oh my god.
Okay, we got 2 minutes left. Anything else?
I have one, and I'm not really sure, but I'm curious. What is do no harm? Like, what is that in the medical world?
What is what?
Do no harm.
Yeah.
Do no harm. What is do no
Because
harm?
the
in the
question, the
medical field?
context of it is do no harm still possible in today's healthcare system?
Well, I mean, when you take the Hippocratic Oath as an MD, I mean, nurses have a different one, but that's in the Hippocratic Oath is to do no harm to people.
Okay.
So
interesting.
to do no harm is to like, you're not going to do something to with malicious intent
Right.
to do anything to a patient, whether
Right.
it's like give them, but like it's kind of like the guy who was telling people they had cancer and treated them and they never had cancer.
Wow.
That's doing harm.
Okay.
So do no harm, does it still exist? I would say it does. It depends on the provider that you have.
Yeah.
Some people still take that oath as an oath.
Right.
You know,
Right.
they still have, the honor and the respect of being a medical professional.
That is nuts. That people like. Why would I know why? But like, why would somebody be in the medical field and then try and harm people?
Because
Like
they,
it's totally
they-
opposite of what the reasoning behind it. Yeah, they're nuts.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right. Anything else? You got another one? We
I
got
have-
1 minute and 11 seconds.
Do you have anything else over there? What would you do if you came, if a parent came in and wanted their kid to transition? Like, how would you approach that? Like, what would you do?
What would I do
Yes,
personally
yeah.
in my own practice or in the ER?
No, your own practice.
I would probably tell them that they needed to see psych first. I wouldn't recommend it at all.
Okay.
Bless you. Thank you,
Then
God.
what happens if it was an ER visit?
That's not where we do that.
Okay.
definitely would say you need to see.
What if they did something weird and ended up in the ER because of their desire to be the opposite sex?
Well, you can't judge them. You're going to have to figure out what it is that needs to be fixed. That's why they came to the ER. And then with gentle gloves, you're going to have to sit there and say that this is, I mean, I've had a patient who was older who wanted to transition. I mean, his wife finally started to divorce him because he wanted to do more than just, you know, cross-dress changing. He wanted to do the whole thing. And I told him flat out, I said, hey, listen, there's a lot of things that go wrong with this. This isn't something that I would highly suggest that you do.
Okay.
People regret it in the end.
It's so crazy because right now you're seeing a lot of people that started it or did it coming out now and going, oh, it's so crazy that you're now seeing people on the other side of it because it was pushed so hard without any like history to it. And now the people that have the history and are walking it out are like, what did I do? Like they want to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of it's too late once you do
for the
some
kids.
of it.
Like like the ones that were in puberty and now their voices will never be
I know.
it's heart-wrenching to me.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's
Very.
the kids ones are the ones that bother me the most.
Yeah.
Adults, like
Yeah.
I'm
Your
not.
body,
I'm not
you
trying
do
to
what
be,
you want.
Right.
I'm not trying to be heartless, but as an adult, you should have processed through that, right? As a child, you don't think as the future like you do as an
Absolutely
adult. The
not.
rational and the reasoning is just not there.
It's thrown out the window. They
And
don't
they're
think about it.
They're expecting us as parents to help them walk through this, you know? And as an adult, I'm like, kind of like, too bad, so sad. You made that decision. But a kid, I'm like, God bless it.
It's hard.
It's so hard and it's heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
Very
like-
heart-wrenching. It's very, like, especially if you have kids, it's hard.
Can't imagine. Can't imagine. Like, especially when you do have kids and knowing that you assisted in their life never being the same again.
Ooh, I don't.
That's a
I just,
tough
I
pill
don't
to
know if I could
swallow.
forgive myself. What
No.
did you say?
I said that's a tough pill to swallow. And I also like I know that there's like TikTok creators who transition did everything and then became a Christian.
I know I'm seeing that too.
And so now they're wanting to detransition. And it's like a lot of times, like especially if you take the hormone replacement for your voice, like that's permanent.
It's not coming back.
No.
Right.
It doesn't come back. Especially when it's a guy whose voice has changed.
Yeah.
Because girls can have deep voices to a
Right.
certain extent.
Right.
But guys never have a high voice, hardly ever, where it's consistently high. And that for me is like,
So yeah,
that's heart-wrenching.
crazy.
Is that it, Trace?
That's all I got.
All right. You'll be back at the end of June.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hot diggity.
Yep.
Tune in on Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great weekend. We love you. We'll see you on Sunday. And that's it, people. Bye.
Real talk.